Hi everyone. Welcome to the final day of January. I decided that since this has been a very different month, because it has, I did not record daily vlogs this month for the first time in 15 years, that it would be appropriate to, for one, tell you how I've been, how this month has gone for me, and then also to give you some other little updates about things that probably would have been inserted into vlogs, but I can just tell you in one January update video now. So I thought that was a pretty good idea. Also, before I go any further, I'm not married to any particular thing. Well, I'm married to my wife, but otherwise I'm not married to any particular idea. So this is an ever-evolving thing. The format in which I do things could change. I think it just will change because as time goes on, and I'm feeling a little better, mentally, I think there will just inherently be adjustments. So take anything that you see, hear, watch, whatever, with a grain of salt, because I don't know how it'll adjust in the future. But I wanted to tell you just a few little bullet points of things that happened this month. The very last daily vlog was New Year's Eve, and Jiggy was here. I just wanted to put a little thing in here that Jiggy was a really good guest. Because Jiggy arrived and brought a ton of food, and also made some food and made some drinks and did all this stuff. And at the end of the night, he helped clean everything up, did dishes. I wanted to make sure that was in here because I was that was really good. That was really good. He can come back anytime. Another thing is in, I think November or December, we had shown this fountain that we had attached to the sink in Kepler's bathroom with the hope that he could use this automatic fountain on his own. It might reduce the amount of times that he needs to come to me to ask for a drink in the middle of the night. And unfortunately, we've since ceased using that, and the reasons is twofold. One, it seemed like the motion sensor was just kind of broken because I kept adjusting it over the course of several days, moving it around, trying to make sure that it wouldn't go off randomly, and it just continued to go off randomly. Even though the motion sensor was pointed into the bathroom where there was no motion at all, it would still go off several times a minute, and unfortunately, it makes a very loud clicking noise when it starts and when it stops. And my office is on the other side of the wall, so I would be working and I just kept hearing click, 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 click. So after about 3 days of that, that was bad. I was this is not good. But then the other thing that happened, actually, around the same time, is that randomly Mal and I were sitting here one night and we heard this weird bang, and we were what's that? And we went upstairs, and it had come out of the sink faucet, even though it was screwed up in there. And we were what the heck? So that was kind of two different signs of okay, we wanted this to work. This isn't working physically, and it's also not working for my sanity. So unfortunately, we stopped doing that. Another thing that happened on the New Year's vlog was that I had some moles removed, and I just wanted to report that those are benign. I'm good, at least for now. So that's nice. We also adjusted Kepler's medication. He's been on what is that called? Method. And I'll put it on the screen. Anyway, he's been taking 125 milligrams of that every other day, and it's been working for him. So we called the vet and asked about it, and the vet was okay, if he's gonna try and stay on this long term, let's reduce it down to 50. So we reduced it to 50, and he's been on that now almost the entire month, and it's still working. So that's awesome, man. We're hoping that this will work for as long as humanly possible, but Kep continues to do well, and I'm just extremely grateful for that. I'm eyeing April because that will make an entire year, and it's I'm so glad that things are going well, and I understand that they can take a turn at any point. But for now, he's doing well. He's essentially normal, and we love that for him. I really, really love that. Another thing that happened in January, and I'm not going to talk too much about it here because there's actually going to be a vlog in February about this, is that Mao was a part of an art show. Just kind of a little thing. We'll be talking more about it in a completely separate video. I shot some stuff in January with the intention of including it in a February vlog, which is neat. That's the sort of thing I never really ever did, you know? These would have been separate videos. I'm just combining them because I can do that. So look forward to that pretty soon. Another thing since the beginning of the year is that I have been filling my rings again on the Apple Watch. I've been trying very, very hard to, do that every day, and I have. I literally, did I finish it by doing what? I don't know. Within the next 20 minutes, I'll be set. That's the final one for this month, and I completed rings every single day for a month. That means I've been doing either weights, because I have some weights I'll do, or most often I'll just go for a walk for half an hour each day. And that's been really, really nice. It's been nice on two different levels, right? Because it's nice to get some exercise and get your heart rate up a little bit, but it's also nice because it's like a mental escape. Just walking around and being outside is just nice. So I've been really enjoying that. And then also, because I'm just throwing all this in one video, we also watched 3 movies technically, but there's already a video for Grand Theft Hamlet, so we watched that. But we also watched on our date nights this month. Mao and I watched Beetlejuice and Beetlejuice. Sorry, I said it 3 times. Great films. Not going to do in-depth reviews, obviously, or I would have dedicated videos to them. But the interesting thing about Beetlejuice, and I don't think this is too spoilery, is that the titular character is in the film for the last 15 minutes. And that's just really... that very much subverted my expectations, especially because I grew up, I don't know if anyone remembers this, but I grew up watching the animated show. And the animated show, it's not that I remember it super well, but I remember that it was when things went wrong, we needed to call Beetlejuice to help us. And the movie is not that. The movie's oh God, keep Beetlejuice away from us. So that was interesting. And I thought the sequel was pretty good too. We watched them not back to back, but across, 2 weeks at different date nights. And I thought the sequel was pretty good. There's certainly sequels that they make and it's why did this even exist? But that wasn't one of them. I was this is pretty good. Honestly, I think this is well within the vein of the first film and a pretty good sequel. Oh, well, this kind of ties into the last thing. So that's all the little updates. And those, again, I don't know if I'll do this every month, but there was a bunch of little things that I've been writing down throughout the month. And I was you know what? I could talk about those. I could just put those all in one little video because I know there's some folks that want to know those little things. And now, a little easier to digest because it's in one thing as opposed to, well, you need to watch 31 videos because I talk about something for 30 seconds inside one of those videos. So this is better. But now, to wrap up this vlog, I'm going to just talk a little bit about how I felt because I've made a lot less stuff, sure, but for me, it's been more about the fact that there's not this pressure of you have to make a thing. And it has been amazing, which you probably expected, but it has been so much more than I thought it would ever be. Because the day after I released the video where I announced it, maybe 2 days after that, there was just this very odd sense of peace, of calm, of quiet. And I can't even really begin to explain what that feels like. I'm starting, because this has only been just a little bit, but I'm starting to have this feeling of I finally kind of understand what it's like when people take a day off, because I've never really been able to do that because it's always been something in the back of my mind of well, you have to film this, you have to do this. And for the first time in my life, you know, I can wake up, and I've done this, like there's been a few weekends where I haven't done anything. I'm not streaming, I'm not editing, I'm not filming, and there's been a few days already where like I literally had nothing to do. And that is a new feeling. And it's so strange because that's something that like I've never had in my adult life. I started doing the vlog when I was 20 years old. You know, I wasn't even out of college. I wasn't even into the real world. So like I've went my entire adult life thus far and have never experienced that. And that is weird. That's really, really weird. And you know, certainly there's been days where I have not done much, right? I don't want to say like, oh, this is completely different. But it's different enough to be noticeable. And that's just, it's just strange. It's just very, very strange. But it's wonderful. And the amount of new executive function that my mind has had has been incredibly noticeable. I, out of nowhere, feeling like I could take care of things, planned meals for a week. Like, got recipes, figured out the ingredients list, went to the store, bought it, and made dinner every night for like a week. Just because I could. Mal has noticed it. Mal's currently busy, but if she was here right now, she would mention it. She's noticed some really big changes in me. Other people around me here have noticed it. I feel lighter. And, you know, sometimes you don't know how bad something is for you until you're out of it. And that's how I'm feeling now, is like having finally stepped away from this thing after 15 years. I'm like, yeah, okay. Now I get it. I understand now. And the cool thing is, I've still been inspired to create. You know, like I said, there's some videos that have already come out this month. I've got some stuff that I'm looking forward to shooting next month. So it's like, there's still things happening, and I'm still finding that voice inside of like, I want to document this, or I want to film this. I want to make this thing. And I really can't wait for that voice to, you know, to get louder and to continue to heal. So yeah, I guess that's it for this video. This went on just a little bit longer, but hopefully you guys enjoyed it. The last thing I wanted to say is that the comments on the, you know, ending the daily vlog video, I read all of them. Or at least the first 1,000. I'll probably have to go back and read some more, but I read every single one of them. I sincerely appreciate everything that all of you wrote. I got to see some names I haven't seen in a while, some usernames from like back in the day. It was awesome, man. It was really, really awesome. I'm extremely humbled that my silly little project that I started in college has meant so much to some of you and has been a part of your lives in sometimes more meaningful ways than I would have ever suspected. So I'm happy about that. And I hope that as we go into the future, my silly little project can continue to be a part of your lives in maybe a more digestible way. Yeah. Okay, that's it. Thank you all so much for watching. January is complete. I did not film every day of the month. It was okay. Nobody died. I am allowed to record things when I want. And I'm becoming okay with that. Let's meet back soon, shall we?